So it's time for another book stack, and this one is, from the library. So I was walking out of the library the other day, and this woman, very nice woman, said that she had moved to the area within the last 2 years, and she'd only been to the library once, and she needs to start coming. I'm like, how could you only come once in 2 years? And she said, how often do you come? And I said, once a week, minimum. And she said, what do you do? And I said, well, I read a lot. I'm a reader. Have you ever had any strange conversations with people that look at you like, you come to the library once a week? I enjoy my library. I usually do have things to go back or holds to pick up. And yeah. Don't judge me for my library usage. I am going to go through these kind of quickly because they're actually 2 stacks. And I will try and remember why I got them out, if I remember, because I don't always remember. But what I typically do with library books is I'll try a chapter, which I may do that for a vlog this week, because I do want to try a number of these, and something that catches my attention I will read or keep on the pile to read, or put in. I have on my library app, I have lists of books that if I don't have anything to read, I might be interested in a fiction, a nonfiction, different categories within those. I put them on there that I'm interested in it, just not right now. So maybe down the road, I'll check it back out. And then there's always some that I don't remember why I requested it, not interested in it anymore, and they go back. So the first one is The Ballad of Big Feeling by Ari Braverman. This is, I don't remember why I picked this up. Actually I do know about this one, because I will also, even though I have holds, I like to go to the stacks and just randomly pick books off the shelf and see if it sounds good. And this one sounded good. So the woman lives on a cul-de-sac with her lover and her dog. She is smart and sensible. She buys groceries and goes to work. And she waits. For what? She's not sure. Her mind is a jumble of her past, her present, her traumas, her wit, her humiliations, her triumphs, her irritability, and her petty pleasures. But what do they add up to? Ari Braverman's tender and intricate debut, The Ballad of Big Feeling, reveals a woman poised before middle age, confronting the hidden contradictions of everyday life. So I did the library book haul featuring books with women in middle age, because I am a woman in middle age, and I want to find books about women in my age range. I do. And that's what jumped out at me first, was that the woman is in middle age. And I also can sometimes really enjoy a novel about just mundane things. Maybe a character study. Not always my vibe, so like I said, I'll try a little bit of it and see if I like it. The next one I got out was Mrs. Pulfrey at the Claremont by Elizabeth Taylor. I feel like this is a booktube made me do it, but I don't remember who I saw this on. I need to write that stuff down. Basically, it's about a widowed older woman who moves in with other older people and what they get up to. Yeah, I'm just gonna try it. That's it. Unless I really like it, and then I'll read it. This I know was a hold. This is Somehow Thoughts on Love by Anne Lamott. I am a big Anne Lamott fan of her nonfiction. I actually have never read her fiction, even though I have several on my shelves. Maybe I need to do that one day. Yeah, so this is about the power of love in our lives, how it surprises us, forces us to confront uncomfortable truths, remind us of our humanity, and guides us forward. So that I will definitely be reading. You know, this one I picked up off the shelf, and I feel like I've brought this home before. And I think it was probably before I had a booktube channel, maybe. This is Small Game by Blair Braverman. Do I have 2 books by a Braverman? I do. 2 different Braverman. There is no method to this. I don't know. This is about 4 strangers in 6 weeks. It's a survival reality show gone wrong that leaves a group of strangers stranded in the northern wilds. I don't like nor watch reality TV show, especially the game ones. Do I? I don't. I really don't. And I think I'm hesitant about this one, so I'm just gonna try it. I did enjoy, there's been a couple that have had game shows in it. The Wishing Game, I'm sort of remembering, had the game on an island kind of premise. So, I don't know, maybe this is why this caught my attention, but I'll try it and see if I like that one. I was looking for dystopian, and I read about The End of the World Running Club by Adrian Walker. When an asteroid hits and you find yourself stranded on the wrong side of the country, every second counts. That's all I want to read. I don't really want to read more than that. This is No Matter the Distance by Cindy Baldwin. This is about a young girl, Penny, who has cystic fibrosis, and she is assigned to write a poem, and one day while she's out swimming, she catches an infection in her lungs, and kind of goes through that process with her. It's written by someone with cystic fibrosis, and one of my friends has cystic fibrosis, and I see her struggle with getting infections, things like that. So I was very curious about this. So we'll be reading that one. This one I saw on a list that my library had put out. And this is The Stone Home by Crystal Hannah Kim. A hauntingly poetic family drama and coming-of-age story that reveals a dark corner of South Korean history through the eyes of a small community living in a reformatory center. A stunning work of great emotional power from the critically acclaimed author of If You Leave Me. I have not read If You Leave Me. I've actually never heard of this author until I requested this book. So I'm gonna try that one. This one I know I've checked out before but did not get to it. And this is Heaven by Maiko Kawakami. There's been a couple of booktubers that I follow that have liked some of her writing and have not liked some of her writing, so I'm just gonna try some. I think when I requested it last time, it was when it first came out, and I had to return it pretty quickly. Yeah, the translation, this is translated by Sam Bett and David Boyd. And the translation, it was translated into English in 2021. And it sounds like it's about a young boy who is bullied by his schoolmates and what he endures. And he becomes friends with another bullying victim. I'm not really sure if that is something I really want to read about, but it is a reality. And so another dystopian I got out is A Boy and His Dog at the End of the World by C.A. Fletcher. This I am pretty sure came up on the search list when I checked out the other one. Where did I put the other one? Because I put in End of the World and the library search list came up with this one. This seems to be about a family who live alone on an island with their dogs, and then I don't know if they think they're the only people in the world, but someone comes onto the island. The last one by William Dean. I have wanted to read more William Dean. I read his other book, Firstborn, which was one of my book of the month a while back. And at the time, I can't even remember what I rated it. I want to say maybe a 3-star, but I still think about that book. This one came out in 2023. Because I think there's a more recent one of his that I have a hold on. When Cass steps on board the exclusive cruise liner, oh, I do remember this. Basically, this woman wakes up on a cruise ship that she went on with her boyfriend and her new love. And she wakes up one morning and she's the only one on the ship. I mean, that would freak me out. Although being on a ship would freak me out too, so. The Grief Keeper by Alexandra Villasanti. I think I was looking for books about grief and found a fiction. It's a little magical, and thought I would check it out and just see if I like it. That's one of the great things about the library is you can check out books, read a couple pages, figure out you're not going to vibe with it, and put it back. After doing the tag that I did, the Hercule Poirot tag in honor of Alice at Alice in the Giant Bookshelf, some of the questions that I was answering, I remembered several series that I wanted to, that I've read the first one and wanted to read more. And one of the series was the Chet a Chet and Bernie mystery by Spencer Quinn. I read the first one. I think it's called Dog on It. And this is the second one, Thereby Hangs a Tale. This one is about threats made against a show dog. So it sounds like it could be a cute little cozy. I've got a couple of other nonfiction that I was interested in. This was, has been talked about a lot. It's The Day I Die, The Untold Story of Assisted Dying in America by Anita Hanning. I follow, I think it's called the Morbidly Curious Book Club on Instagram, and this was their pick for last month. I think I've mentioned on here before that I'm interested in this topic of assisted dying because of my experience caregiving for my mom and the reading that I've done related to that. So this was highly recommended. So I may get to this. I may not, just depending on my mood. I definitely have to be in a certain headspace to read these and not let them affect me in any great way. So we'll see about that. And then, as always, the library had their displays out, and usually they will put, if it's a specific month, like they had a display for Pride Month, they had a display for Asian American Pacific Islander Month, and then they also have displays of like just new interesting books. And this one caught my eye. It's called Slouch, Posture, Panic in Modern America by Beth Linker. This is the strange and surprising history of the so-called epidemic of bad posture in modern America, from eugenics and posture pageants to today's promoter of paleo posture. I don't even know about this one. But my family, I have scoliosis, my mom had scoliosis, and so we've always been interested in topics of posture and how they can affect your health. Yeah, so I thought, hey, I'll glance through it. I'll take it home, because why not? It's just library books. So I think I will do a try chapter with some of the fiction books. I might try and group them a little bit. Maybe we'll do more than one. No, we'll probably just do one. Try a chapter for the library books and see what I might be interested in. And okay, so much to my disorganization, I forgot that I also have One of Us Knows by Alyssa Cole out from the library. This is Alyssa Cole's most recent thriller. I enjoyed When No One Is Watching, I think was her other one. This is about a woman who is diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder, which back many years ago was called multiple personalities. She ends up on an island as the caretaker of something like a building, or she's a preservationist, and there's a murderer there with her. I don't know, something like that. I don't want to read too much into the blurb on a thriller, so I'm going to add this in my pile for doing the try a chapter. One of my goals this year is to read, I don't remember the percentage, but the majority of my reading, wanting to do that from my shelves, because I have a lot of books on my shelf that I need to read. These library hauls are not helping because they all sound good, and there's just too many books that I want to read and too little time to read. So this year, I have read roughly 60 books so far. And of those, I think about 25 or so have been library books. Thank you for engaging with me in the comments. I have really enjoyed our conversations. I have a couple audiobooks coming up that have been recommended to me in the comments, so we'll see how those go. And yeah, if you'd like to support my channel, you can click the subscribe button and the like, and I will see you all very soon. Have a great week of reading.